the scales of sorcery. In the world of Jujutsu, power is usually measured by how much blood you can spill or how many curses you can crush. But inside Tokyo Colony, no. 1. The greatest threat isn't a monster. It's a man in a suit holding a wooden gavel. We left off with Yuji Itadori trapped inside the most unique domain expansion we've ever seen: deadly sentencing. There is no gore here, no physical violence, and no cursed energy allowed. Instead, there is a trial. Hiromi Higuruma, a man disillusioned by a corrupt legal system, has turned the battlefield into a courtroom where the truth is the only weapon that matters. Yuji stands accused of a minor crime, but in this domain, a guilty verdict doesn't just mean a fine. It means the total loss of his identity as a sorcerer. Welcome to episode 3. The prosecution is ready. The defense is desperate. And the judge is a Shikigami that cannot be bribed. Scene 1. The rules of the court. The episode opens with the haunting visual of the floating courtroom. Yuji tries to lunge at Higuruma, but his body refuses to move. He feels a binding vow anchoring him to the defendant's stand. Higuruma explains the rules calmly, as if he's back in a real court. Inside this domain, all acts of violence are prohibited by the rule of non-violence. This is a game of evidence, Higuruma says, his eyes cold and tired. The massive, blindfolded Shikigami Judgeman hovers behind the judge's bench. Judgeman knows everything about everyone inside the domain, but it only shares one specific piece of evidence with Higuruma. Yuji is given a choice: silence, confession, or denial. The charge is simple. Yuji is accused of entering a gambling parlor in Sendai while being under the legal age of 20. Yuji's mind races. He remembers the parlor, but he remembers it was just to exchange some items. If he lies and Higuruma has the evidence to prove it, the penalty will be catastrophic. Scene 2. The verdict and the penalty. Yuji decides to be honest. I was there, he admits, but I didn't go there to gamble. He tries to explain that he was just looking for someone, but in the eyes of Judgeman, the nuance of intent doesn't matter. The law is black and white. Higuruma opens the evidence envelope. It's a photo of Yuji standing inside the parlor. Guilty, Judgment booms. The sound vibrates through Yuji's very soul. Suddenly, Yuji feels a sickening emptiness in his gut, his cursed energy. The flame that has kept him alive through Shibuya is gone. This is the penalty of confiscation. Higuruma's domain dissolves, and they are back in the ruined theater, but Yuji is now just a normal human boy. Higuruma, however, still has his techniques. He transforms his gavel into a long wooden staff and attacks. Even without cursed energy, Yuji's physical prowess is superhuman, but against a master sorcerer like Higuruma, he is bleeding within seconds. Scene 3. The strategist versus the receipt. While Yuji struggles in the theater, the scene shifts to the high-intensity battle between Megumi Fushiguro and Reginald Starr. Megumi is being bombarded by contractual recreation. Reginald tears a receipt for a luxury car, and a literal car materializes in midair, crashing down on Megumi. He tears a receipt for a 5-star hotel stay, and suddenly Megumi is trapped under the weight of a massive building structure. Megumi realizes he can't win a war of attrition. He uses rapid escape to create a distraction, hundreds of shadows flooding the alleyway to blind Reginald's allies. Megumi's mind is working at 100 miles an hour. He notices that Reginald can only materialize things he has paid for in the past. It's a battle of logistics. Megumi lures them toward a gymnasium, planning to use the enclosed space to trap them in his own incomplete domain. The tension is palpable as Megumi coughs up blood, his stamina reaching its absolute limit. He knows that if he fails here, Sumiki is as good as dead. Scene 4. Retrial, the Shibuya incident. Back at the theater, Yuji is taking a brutal beating. He realizes that confiscation won't wear off unless he wins a retrial. He demands another chance. Higuruma, intrigued by Yuji's persistence, agrees. The domain expansion, deadly sentencing, is activated once more. The courtroom resets. But this time, the atmosphere is different. Judgeman's voice is deeper, more menacing. The new charge isn't a misdemeanor. It's a massacre. Yuji Itadori, Judgeman bellows, you are accused of mass murder in Shibuya on October 31st. Higuruma freezes. He knows the scale of the Shibuya incident. He expects Yuji to deny it, to say it was Sukuna, or to plead that he wasn't in control of his body. Higuruma himself has the evidence. He knows Sukuna was the one who opened the malevolent shrine. He waits for Yuji to make the correct legal move to save himself. Scene 5. The honesty of a monster. Yuji stands in the defendant's box, his head bowed. He remembers the screams, the smell of burnt flesh, and the sight of Nanami's death. He doesn't look at the evidence. He doesn't look at Higuruma. I did it, Yuji says, his voice a broken whisper that echoes through the silent courtroom. It was my body. It was my weakness. I killed them all. Higuruma is stunned. In his years as a lawyer, he has defended thousands of people who lied to his face to escape punishment. He has seen the worst of humanity trying to justify their sins. But here is a boy, barely a man, confessing to a crime he technically didn't commit out of pure, crushing guilt. Higuruma's gavel trembles. He realizes that Yuji Itadori isn't a curse. He's a person who is far more just than the law itself. Scene 6. The Executioner's Sword. Despite Higuruma's realization, Judgment is a machine of logic. It doesn't feel empathy. Guilty. Death penalty? The domain doesn't dissolve this time. Instead, the confiscation penalty is upgraded. Higuruma's gavel transforms into a blade of pure, shimmering light, the Executioner's Sword. Higuruma explains with a heavy heart that this sword will kill anyone it touches instantly, without exception. It is the ultimate sentence. Higuruma lunges forward, the blade aimed at Yuji's heart. Yuji doesn't move. He accepts the death penalty as his rightful end. But as the blade is about to pierce him, Higuruma's eyes fill with tears. He sees the sunlight of Yuji's soul and realizes that the legal system he hated is nothing compared to the tragedy of this boy. The episode ends with the sword inches away from Yuji's chest as Higuruma screams, "Why won't you just save yourself?" The verdict is death, but the heart is still beating. The final strike. Will Higuruma go through with the execution, or will he break the rules of his own domain? The alliance. If Yuji survives, can he convince this genius lawyer to join their cause? Megumi's domain. Is Megumi about to unleash the Chimera Shadow Garden to end the fight with Reginald? If you are moved by Yuji's confession, smash that like button and subscribe. We are witnessing the most emotional moment of the Culling Game. Press the bell icon for episode 4, where the lawyer finds his redemption. Do you think Yuji is right to take the blame for Sukuna's actions? Let us know in the comments. End of episode 3.